look at generations, they're clues and not a box. They're driven by trends that we can study, and we study them all around the world. Here's my iPhone right here. When I woke up this morning, I called my daughter, which I do every single day, no matter where in the world I'm speaking. Singapore, Paris, you name it, India, doesn't matter. I call my daughter from this iPhone. My daughter is 8 years old. Her name is Raya, remember that? R-Y-A. She's named after my great-grandmother, Raya. When my daughter turned 2, we found out that was not my great-grandmother's name. So when I called my daughter this morning, 8 years old, going into 3rd grade, how did I call her from this iPhone, parents and grandparents? FaceTime, right? Now look up here, look. So I'm talking with her, she's talking with me. We have this whole conversation going on. My daughter, 8 years old, will never remember a time before you could look at the person on the phone while you were talking to them. In her belief system, that is how the phone works. What was the cartoon where you could see the person you were talking to? It was about the future. Come on, Gen X. The Jetsons, yes, listen closely. My daughter will think the Jetsons is about the past. Because what we discovered at our research center, it's called the Center for Generational Kinetics, is that technology, listen closely, technology is only new if you remember it the way it was before. It's one of our most famous discoveries. Otherwise, it's all you've ever known. I'm on an absolute mission all over the world to separate myth from truth, to share with you the strengths of every generation, because we all bring so much value. What do people get wrong about Gen Z in this emerging generation? What do they not talk about that they should be talking about? Very important for you in this industry. Our research shows over and over and over again that what Gen Z wants right now is stability. And it's almost never talked about. What else does nobody talk about? The most important generation to retain right now, everyone thinks it's Gen Z, it's not. The most important generation to retain, Generation X. Because our research shows consistently, Gen X is deciding right now and over the next 2 years, do they stay where they are and finish out their career, or do they go somewhere else? Where's all my boomers all over the world? Raise your hand, boomers. Hold it. Woo! Boomers, boomers. Well, keep your hands up, boomers. Hold them up. Let me look here. Wow, that is a lot of watches. Woo! Wow. I always wondered who bought those. Ta-da! All of you boomers who just raised your hands, promise me, please promise me, you will never retire. Ever. We need you so badly. You have all kinds of skills my generation doesn't have. My favorite, long division. I mean, it's incredible. It's like magic with a pencil. The best thing you can do, provide specific examples of the performance that you expect. You want us to do something? Make it a video or a photo. Show us what it looks like. Why? Because the language of leadership varies in interpretation by generation, gender, and geography. You tell us, Jason, the dress code is business casual. Oh, so we show up with khakis and flip-flops. business casual. You have to, and there's not many things I say have to about, you have to provide quick hit feedback, more frequent feedback. Not trophies, not rewards, keep all those, we got plenty of them. How many of you on a daily basis interact with people of different ages? Would you raise your hand? Let's do this all over there. Wait, raise your hand, there you go. And how many of you have had a conversation with someone of a different age and it was very, very, very important at the end of that conversation, you knew when they walked away, they had no idea what you just told them? Raise your hand. Exactly. So what do a bunch of you in here do? I know what a lot of you in here do. You take out that pen you have and you write us a note. In cursive. We can't read cursive. So we send you a text with only emojis. And somehow you as a leader have to make this work every day. Am I right? You're living this with your families. Am I right? Some of you in here, you have called your kid 5 times. Ring, 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 ring. No answer. You send a text, boom. Right, and you're paying for the phone. Generations are not a box that each of us fit neatly inside. It doesn't work that way. But after 120 research studies, I can tell you, generations are powerful, predictive clues. And that's all we're using them for today. They're just clues on where to start to faster connect with, build trust, and drive influence. On the contact page of my website, it literally has an email icon. And it's like, click to email, and a phone icon, and click the call. And it has a fax icon, and next to it, it says, just kidding. The new life stage is called delayed adulthood. And what it means is we want the freedom of being an adult without the what? Responsibility. What do we see being delayed? Committing to a career, marriage, kids, buying a house. Other generations will say, look, these millennials don't want to do this because those generations are thinking about their own lives. Every study we've led, a majority of millennials have said they want to find a career they love. They'd like to find somebody to spend the rest of their life with. They would like to have kids and they'd like to buy a home. But what they then say is, I'm just not ready yet. Entitlement is primarily a learned behavior. Ooh. All the boomers thought this was gonna help you out. Oh no! You complain about us, you created us. Starts with parenting, reinforced in schools, becomes acceptable within the generation, and then we show up to work and we're like, hey, it's been a month. Where's my promotion? I was here almost every day. The reasons why people don't do something are always stronger than the reasons why they do. And yet, if I walked around right now and I asked all 4,000 of you, where are you focused on? You're gonna say, oh, Jason, I wanna add more partners. I wanna grow my team. I want more customers, more. And what I'm gonna challenge you today as a behavioral researcher is to do the opposite. Ask, why are people not excited? Why does this not happen? Because other generations were taught, if your boss is talking to you, you're doing something wrong. My generation and Gen Z was taught, if your boss is not talking to you, you're doing something wrong. Now you can use it by text, you can do it any way you want. Just do not leave us a voicemail. Please. Oh, my dad will leave me a 5-minute voicemail. It's like a podcast.